Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're going to cover the blues scale, which is a great widely used scale and it's an important one to put into your quiver of arrows. Add to your vocabulary so when you're improvising you have yet another range of colors that you can apply to the music you want to express. I want to start by letting you know, don't be limited by the name. The name says blues scale, but it's widely used in all genres of music. There's a great book by Chuck Scher which talks about the blues scale's usage in jazz. So again, don't be limited by anything, any names like this. Just get familiar with the sound of it, play it over different kinds of chords so you can kind of get a feeling for the tensions and the resolutions you can get with the scale, and then just go nuts, create with it, write with it. Really, it's limitless what you can do with the scale, but it is a primary scale that I really feel is important for everyone to know. So what is it? Let's get into it. So the blues scale is a 6-note scale, and I'm going to give you the intervals first. So it's the root, minor third, perfect fourth, diminished fifth, perfect fifth, minor 7, and octave. So that's the blues scale. Let's look at it a couple different ways to hopefully give you multiple ways to remember it. One is we can compare it to the minor pentatonic scale. So this is the minor pentatonic scale. To get the blues scale, we just add that diminished fifth. Another great way to remember it is to remember the fingering, the 1-octave fingering, in if you use the 1 finger per fret discipline. It's index, pinky, index, middle, ring, index, ring. So that's just another way to remember it. Remember when you're practicing these scales, practice them, ascending and descending, so go up and down. Also, as I've said before in other units with scales on arpeggios, learn it all over the fingerboard. Go to this C. Go up here. We're going to go over in future videos some deeper applications for it, but I always like to give you guys an idea of which chords it can play over. And this one's kind of an interesting case because it plays, of course, perfectly over minor triads and minor 7 chords. Why? Because it has a minor triad in it and the minor 7 in it. So because that scale has those intervals in it, obviously it'll match up perfectly with minor triads and minor 7 chords. But there's also a cool usage of it over dominant 7th chords. Dominant 7th chords are inherently quite dissonant. They have a cool kind of transitory feeling to it. It's not a chord that you feel like rests. It feels like it's always in motion. And because of that tension in the chord, you can play a minor third, which is what the the blues scale has. You can play that minor third against the major third of the dominant chord, and it actually creates some really cool sounds. Again, we'll get deeper in future videos about applications and I'll give examples of some cool licks you can do with it. But right now, just really apply yourself to learning it, memorizing it. Now, whatever, say you've gone through the other scales so far in the video series that I'm doing, or scales on your own, you've learned scales on your own, it's important for you to refresh your memory on them, go over them multiple ways. Take a day, pick a root, go through every scale at least in 1 octave. We're going to add some 2-octave fingerings and some other ideas in the future for that. But it's good to at least keep really fresh on them. We'll be doing a series called Things to Do with Scales, and these are just like practice ideas other than just going up and down. But for now, I want to limit it down to one topic, which is just getting to understand and recognize the blues scale. So there you have it for that. Seems simple, just put it, and it is simple, quite honestly. Just put it on your fingertips, get it in your ears, improvise with it, try to make up some different bass lines with it, just so you have a personal connection to the scale, rather than me just telling you, what it is and you practicing it up and down. All right, so today's Encore item kind of fits perfectly. One of my major influences is Dunn, and one of my favorite recordings, is funny, is the very best of Booker T and the MGs. This was really just ground zero for some great blues playing from one of the bass masters. And he's obviously, in our, I believe, he should be in the Bass Hall of Fame and on the Bass Mount Rushmore. But if you don't know, his playing and his styles, but you're interested in developing like a really great dynamic blues style, check out Booker T and the MGs, The Very Best Of, which is an absolutely phenomenal collection of songs. You'll recognize some, you might not even know the names, but you recognize some because they've been widely used in soundtracks and on TV commercials and things like that. So there you have it. You've got the blues scale now, something you can practice and get familiar with, create with. Please, thank you again. I want to say thank you first for supporting Everything Bass. It's been inspiring, and it's made me just want to do more and more videos and increase the production capabilities here. So if you're new to the channel, please hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell icon so you'll get notified every time I post something new. There are written materials that support almost all the lessons I've done, and if you want to be able to print out those materials, put them in a binder, have basically a practice manual as we go along this together, you'll want to subscribe to Everything Bass on patreon.com. It's going to be a way for me to finance the expansion of Everything Bass, but also I want to make sure that I'm giving you more and more materials and deeper content so you can go with this as far as you want. I really thank you for the support. I'm excited for this channel. It's really the thing I look forward to most in the week, spending time with you guys. So there you go. Add the blues scale to your repertoire and check out Booker T and the MGs, the amazing Dunn. Thanks so much for coming by.